What's up, everybody, and welcome to my Victory Road 2017 review. And before I begin anything in this review, I know we all know the departure, which I'm tired of saying these things a lot. The departure of Robbie E. Person has been TNA for over 7 years, I believe. I've seen him since 2010 when he was with Cookie, and as he later on became an X Division champion, tag team champion. Kind of had the big man Rock Terry with him in his corner at one point, and he had Jesse Goddard. So I don't even know what happened to Jesse Goddard. Really, he gets more offers all the time, but you say he's still part of Impact though. He wanted to work with some other projects. I know he said that he was in an interview before leaving, and pretty much TNA wished him the best. I always thought Robbie was pretty good. I'll say that. Nothing against him. He did have some really good matches. I do remember being in the X Division a lot. Like I said, I thought the bromans was funny sometimes. They were. And I thought he was going to be going somewhere as a singles wrestler, but we haven't really seen him on TV. Kind of when, I think when Anthem took over, we haven't seen him. He got before then when I think about it. Like, he was still on TV, we just didn't really see him a lot. So, I don't know. It's kind of odd. One thing to point out, when the show started off, well, they played clips from last week, but it was one thing, pretty much leading to Victory Road. When the intro video played and they did this stuff winning, pretty much editing it, and how they show that stuff on the map, there is no global force there, so the GFW logos were pretty much replaced with the Anthem regular logo, and now it's in Impact. So, I never really. Let me just say this about this GFW thing. Listen, I don't know what happened to Jeff Jarrett. I don't know if Jeff Jarrett is even coming back. I was never a fan of the GFW name to begin with, but I will admit it looked like it was trying to rebuild relationships with other companies. We know they have a partnership with AAA and Pro Wrestling Noah. I don't know what's gonna happen with that. I always said it's still TNA, but looking from a rebranding operation, a rebranding structure, yes, GFW looked like it was doing something. And yes, did it still have some bumps in the road? Yes. One thing that kind of blew them off was putting a belt on Alberto El Patron, and we all know how that thing went on him and Paige. I don't know what happened with Low Key and others. I'm not saying they need to go back to the name TNA, because we know what it's done. TNA has done. We know there's a lot of bad taste in a lot of people's mouths from it. One big problem was Dixie Carter, and I will give Jeff Jarrett one thing in Anthem. Once they got Dixie Carter out of control, like I said, partnerships began to rebuild. People started coming back. I was glad to see LAX come back, and now people like P.D. Williams, even Low Key. I did like the Agent 47 gimmick in a way. Even though I still thought it strange he wrestled in a suit, it still looked cool. They began multiple partnerships, get people on, Scott Steiner. Who else was brought back? Terrence Terrell. There was a lot of people that came back, and yes, we've lost them some also. Listen, I wasn't happy when the Hardys left, and guys like Galloway and others, but I don't know what's gonna happen, especially in the Bound for Glory. I don't think nobody knows the status of Jeff Jarrett. I don't know what Jeff Jarrett's condition is. I don't know if there's a problem with him while he's gone, and I just kind of looking at it. I don't know if they're gonna be there, but I know people, like I said, a lot of people are gonna say that Impact still kind of has the stigma of Dixie Carter businesses, and the book finishes, WCW wrestlers. I don't know, but I'm kind of hoping they don't call it TNA again. I'm trying to look at this from a different perspective, okay? But a lot of people still look at this as TNA, even though it's a different name. But let me just get on to the show. Was Trevor Lee versus Petey Williams for the X Division Championship, which was a really good match. I liked. Wasn't a lot of overbooking in it, but Caleb Conley was out there. He did play his part after Petey Williams did hit the Canadian Destroyer on Trevor Lee. Lee was able to get the belt and hit Petey Williams with the title. Sorry, title, but I lost my voice right there for some reason. Didn't know where it was going. But Petey tried to go for another Canadian Destroyer. He couldn't get it, and Trevor Lee pretty much knocked him across the ropes, hit him with a double foot stomp, and got a handful of tights and won the match. So it was really good. Trevor Lee's still champion. I guess this still gives Petey Williams the chase, so I thought it was a good match. I think Caleb Conley, kind of making this a overbooking. I don't know, but like I said, the X Division, I do like the X Divisions going instead of putting in multi-man matches all the time. LAX was in the back talking about what they're going to do OVE tonight, as Conan called them ovary bitches or something like that. Homicide was not there because he's still in Mexico, and since he called them ovary bitches, that OVE has fucked themselves, and pretty much as Diamante White calls them ovary bitches, and Diamante pretty much says, because they're a bunch of pussies, and yeah, Conan agreed, and so LAX wins. After we win tonight, they're gonna do an after party at the club. If you notice the camera, by the way, low key is there, but it never showed his face. It's just like him still in his Agent 47 suit, but they never show his face. Like, he's there holding a beer, cheering with them, but they never show his face. 6-woman tag match. Taya, Terrence Terrell, and Sienna versus, I want to say Demon Bunny now. Rosemary and Allie and Gail, and pretty much Gail Kim. Gail Kim, pretty much a 6-woman tag, which is a really good match. I'll give it that. Sienna pretty much got the win, hitting Allie with a roll-up pin out of nowhere after Allie took out Terrence Terrell. So it was a really, really, really good match. I will say this. I will say the Knockouts division is really different. Looking at the women they do have, and it can go somewhere. I feel like I did say they did need some better women on this show that could really wrestle better. And yes, you have Taya, you have Terrence Terrell, Gail Kim, Allie, Rosemary, of course, and Sienna. Now, the only thing I do people know that they wish they don't put is no Karen Jarrett, and we'll be alright. Eli Drake was looking for his couch in the back, and he says he's going to take out Johnny Mundo tonight in the main event for Victory Road. Grado and Joseph Park were pretty much sitting somewhere in a some restaurant, but looks like Grado's still in his gear for some reason, talking about the royalties and stuff about Park and Park, and he pretty much, Grado said the check's on him tonight, as I guess Park gave him his royalty check. As Grado looked disappointed and just kind of looked around, I guess someone of how much he made. Johnny Impact took or Johnny 8 Names took Eli Drake's couch as Mackenzie Mitchell interviewed him there, as he says he's going to take Eli Drake to Slamtown tonight. James Storm came out then, and I know this is going to look odd. He got a cowboy chant. He was in the Impact Zone. And, this is going to be odd to say now. I guess they didn't edit this out. Was him chanting GFW, and even got the crowd to chant it while standing up. Which I know people are going to say this is now silly because he can't really say that anymore. And he pretty much talked about El Tejano Jr. then. As people tried to chant USA, Storm told the stop, says, not about USA and Mexico, because we're all human beings and we need to learn from that. That was actually a really good thing to say right there, still, instead of doing the whole USA versus Mexico thing. But he pretty much, what he said is the difference between Mexicans and Mexicans. And he called Tejano a Chihuahua and his Taco Bell ass and everything. He just kind of went from a very humane promo and not trying to play the race card. Then we just kind of played the race card at the end for some reason. And as both the guys brawled, Fantasma or King Cuerno came out and pretty much helped them. They started beating up James Storm then. And as Fantasma, we respect GFW, but Triple H is the best company in the world, and they were going to take a beer bottle and hit Storm in the head, but Easter came out for the save then. And as they pretty much had a face off with each other. Storm held his hand out to shake his hand, but EC3 didn't do it. But he pretty much came back and then shook his hand then. Shook his hand after that. So this segment was odd in some ways. One, because of James Storm's promo, which I know people are going to say the GFW thing can't really say anymore. That and yeah, that I'm pretty much saying that, and the somewhat racist promo from the Taco Bell and Mexican line after he pretty much says we're all human beings, which was a really good line, but then kind of contradicted himself. King Cuerno, which I still think he should just be King Cuerno, say El Pio de Fantasma, that wears chocolate on his pants, Club Chocolate, which I rather have Cowboy Bounty Hunter version of him. So this is a very strange promo in many ways. They pretty much went to Jim Cornette's office and says we want a match against them. So how's our deal with AAA, because Storm didn't like what was going on, and Cornette pretty much says, you know, it's going to be you and EC3 versus a match with them next week. He said, I thought that you guys hate each other. He says, we do, and it was kind of funny to hear that. And you know, Storm's going to be sending them back. They're not going to like how we send their boys back then. They did the Global Forge thing episode. Still not really going. It's like gut check. LAX then went against OVE. Yes, most everybody was on LAX's side. I guess people look at LAX as the faces really in this thing, and people cheered for them. So it's kind of hard to boo LAX. But which was really, and this was a really great tag match, number one. And I like LAX as a team, and these two teams put on a great match. But I didn't like how the decision was through this. Yes, OVE did get the win clean, but I didn't think it was time for them to win the tag team champions yet. Yes, they are the tag team champions, but even I thought this was very strange for a win right here. Okay, why is OVE champions? You could have waited till Bound for Glory maybe to switch the belts, but these guys put on a crazy match out there. I enjoyed it, number one, with LAX, and it's pretty much Conan looked pissed after that. But I'm sure there'll probably be another match at Bound for Glory and maybe a longer one and a rematch. But fans look like they're not going to chant OVE when they try to, but they chant more of LAX when they do. So I don't know, man. It's kind of odd when you built this team to be so powerful, and now they've beaten LAX, which I thought they could have waited till then. The America's Top Team thing is they showed Bobby Lashley training with MMA people, and the cameras were in. Lambert, Mr. got to play pro wrestling himself. He just talked about Lashley and how, oh yeah, we're not at the circus anymore, Impact Wrestling, and you know, Lashley's here, Lashley's this, and I don't know if Bobby Lashley really left. I hope not, because this is a horrible way to go out, and I've really liked Bobby Lashley in the past few years now in Impact, which I feel he's one of the most dominant world champions I've ever seen in a very long time, especially as a heel. You don't get a lot of those today. I thought he was great on the mic. I am hoping this was not Lashley's last appearance, but it looks like he's still here since they're showing these clips and stuff. I don't know where this is gonna go, but I'm really hoping they put Bobby Lashley away from these MMA guys, because I don't see where this is going. I really don't, and I just want Bobby Lashley to just keep doing both MMA and wrestling, because he's just that damn great at it. Okay, I'm just a big fan. Pretty much in the main event time, Eli Drake versus Johnny Impact for the World Heavyweight Championship, or GFW Global Championship, which was actually a really great match until we got near the. This is where the ending comes in. First we get one ref bump from Hebner, and Impact pretty much got his back kick on him. Was going to hit the Starship Pain. He tried to get the pin, but it didn't work. Eli Drake then pretty much hit another ref, and it's pretty much Eli Drake and Chris Manson start beating him up then, and as whatever referee recovered, Johnny pretty much hit that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 Impact roll in the air, and as he went for another one, Eli Drake kicked him in the nuts and hit him with the gravy train for a win. And this is where the strange part comes in. Yes, there was overbooking in this, okay? Alright, there was a lot of overbooking. Number one, Eli Drake wins the match, and they start beating up Johnny Mundo and jumping him. Next thing you know, Jim Cornette's trying to come up here and break it up with Scott D'Amore. And then for some reason, Garza Jr. comes out. This is where I don't get it. Garza Jr. I don't understand where he's coming from. he's coming out to help for the save. And then after that, LAX comes out and starts beating him up. And then Conan's arguing with a fan. I don't get what's going on. And like I said, then you got Cornette and Scott D'Amore, and then Eli Drake's pretty much standing tall over Johnny and saying we now run the show, and which I don't know where this is going. Okay, I don't know what this ending was. Maybe I'll find out more of it next week. But this was still a good match, but I just didn't understand over the booking in this point. I don't know why Garza Jr. was in. I don't get the run-ins, these ejections, ref bumps, authority figures, Chris Masters. Garza just confused me, and then LAX confused. Is this because they lost the titles? I don't know. This really didn't. I just didn't get it. I did like the tag team match. I thought the women's match was really good too. X Division was good. It was like in the main event until the ending of this thing with these overbooked finishes. Other than the bad parts with Storms, I don't know, promo from, can't really say GFW, and then somewhat racist promo in a way also, after you just saying we're all human beings, so we need to stop that. I don't know. Some people are going to compare it, but even they compared James Storm's promo to Jinder Mahal's promo. Alright? So, I don't know. So, we don't know what's going to happen next after this with Victory Road. I don't know what they're even going to call themselves right now. Like I said, I was never a fan of the GFW name. I really wasn't. I never liked it. I always made fun of Jeff Jarrett's promotion because it was going nowhere. But I will give him to the credit. In his credit, he did build a lot of relationships and helped out a lot, trying to make a lot of changes around here. I will give him his credit on that. I don't know if Jeff Jarrett will be back. I don't know when he's coming back. I don't know what's going to happen. I think the only one of the positive parts of him not being there is not having his wife on the show. That's a good positive thing. That's the only other positive thing. But at the end of the day, this man does know wrestling. I will say that. And he was able to bring a lot of people back like Jim Cornette and LAX and all those guys. So I will give him the benefit to the doubt with that. I don't know what's going to happen. Like I said earlier in this video, we'll just have to wait and see. And most likely we'll have to wait till Bound for Glory to see what happens. Will there be more news? I don't know what's going to happen, okay? But just be following the weeks to come and in video reviews or whatever. But this is my Victory Road 2017 review. I will see you guys later, and peace out.